Hi, it's Mr. Adams here, a mathematics teacher with over 20 years of experience looking at cryptocurrency. Now, in this video, I'm going to be getting a little bit literal. I'm going to be looking to try and figure out what the purpose of cryptocurrency actually is. When I look around this room, I see a lot of things that we name in a very literal way. So in this room, we got a fireplace, a place that you put fire, a wine glass, a glass that you put wine into, a bookshelf, a shelf that you put books on, lampshade, plant pot, footstool, etc. I'm sure you can find heaps more in this room. The important message that I want to get across is that names can sometimes literally tell you their purpose. So breaking down the words of Bitcoin cryptocurrency. So you got bit, which is short for binary digit. You got crypto, which is in short for encryption. So Bitcoin cryptocurrency is an encrypted digital currency. So let's get more literal. Bitcoin cryptocurrency is really just trying to be a type of coin currency. So knowing this, we can actually think about what we actually know about coins and notes. We do have a pretty good understanding of coin values. For instance, if you have a dollar coin today, in the future you'll be able to buy less with it. Coin devalues at the rate of inflation. The value of a dollar coin decreases over time. Before you freak out, although the value of dollar coins is decreasing over time, you are given more $1 coins either through wages or social welfare. So the net result is that you are no worse off. And in fact, if your wage increases are higher than inflation, you are getting richer over time. If they're the other way, you're getting poorer over time. However, if you store $1 coins under your bed, this is a bad idea because they will consistently lose value. Now, if the nature of Bitcoin is a type of coin, it will lose value over time. In Australia, the value of the Australian dollar goes up in value sometimes, and then other times it goes down. But it is relatively stable against other currencies. You can make money from currencies by swapping between them. However, on average, you will lose. So for example, let's say you've got $100, like this is in Australian dollars, and you buy US dollars. So let's assume an exchange rate of one Aussie dollar gets you 60 cents of US dollars. So you'd end up with 60 US dollars. Now let's say the exchange rate changes to one Australian dollars is 50 cents US dollars. So that 60 US dollars will now buy 120 Australian dollars. So you'll make a profit of 20 Australian dollars. If it goes the other way, you end up with $85.71 in Australian dollars. That will mean that you have made a loss of $14.29 in Australian dollars. It is possible to make money by switching between currencies, but anyone who's travelled overseas knows that there are considerable fees when you're trying to change money from one currency to another, and you've got to be very successful to actually overcome this. So we got some good lessons from currencies here. On average, if you exchange money for overseas currencies, you'll make a loss. This is why we only exchange our currencies when we travel. People in unstable economies might store the US dollar as a store of wealth, but they're not doing that to make money. So putting this together, every time you have a store of coins or notes of any currency, it loses value. When we change our currency into another currency is about getting another good or service that our currency can't get. For example, we change currency when we're traveling or moving overseas. If Bitcoin is a coin currency, then just like every other coin currency in the world, it will lose value. we should only be holding on Bitcoin for a short amount of time while we get the good or service that we need. So how does Bitcoin fare as a currency? Well, quite terrible at this stage. Bitcoin fails as a currency because it is too volatile to be useful in travel. When you buy Bitcoin today, you have no idea what it's going to be worth in 6 months' time when you finally travel. There is also no jurisdiction that exclusively uses Bitcoin, and there is no legal good or service that you only need Bitcoin for. If cryptocurrency can become stable, it will become useful. However, that would mean no speculation. It would also mean that people would have to stop seeing it as an investment tool. I just can't see that happening anytime soon. It can also become useful if it becomes efficient in transactions. For example, if it becomes cheaper to change Aussie dollars into Bitcoin, travel to your destination, and then switch from Bitcoin to your destination country, then it would be useful. However, in what I've just said there's twice as many transactions as in directly changing it. So it'd have to be more than twice as efficient there. In conclusion, I can never know exactly what the original creator of Bitcoin intended. However, if Bitcoin was intended to be a coin currency, then it was never intended to be used as an investment tool. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Please leave a review and a comment. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a mathematics teacher with over 20 years of experience. Please read the disclaimer.